The Paris Grand Slam is one of the International Judo Federation's premier events. In a city that is bursting with history, iconic sights, and with a reputation for high fashion and style, this event, part of the IJF Judo World Tour, regularly attracts some of the best competitors from all over the world. Welcome to the Accor Hotel's Palais de Omnisport, Paris-Bercy. It's a very warm welcome indeed to a seasonably chilly Paris. Indeed, this final block features all the medal matches in 7 weight categories on this second and final day of competition. And we're going to begin with the first of the bronze medal matches in the under 81 kilo category. That features Hok Sung-won of South Korea and Papa Ndei of France. It'll be Hong in the white judogi and Ndei of France in blue. It'll be the first time that these two have gone head to head against each other. Should make for a fascinating clash of styles, I think. You've got the rather flamboyant and somewhat flashy Pape Ndei. In the middle for this one, Khaled Ali Anwar from Egypt. And there's a slightly more conventional work from the South Korean Hong. It's the Marius Visa in the middle, president of the International Judo Federation, just getting settled down and ready for the final block. So here we go then. See whether Ndei can deliver something for the French crowd. They'll start them off happy. They've got a few medal prospects in this final block. But it'll be good if they can get going with something to really lift their spirits before we come to the main event. There are about, I think there are 3 French fighters who've made it to final, so the possibility for gold medals for the French today. First minute almost out of the way, no score as yet. Well, we had a good look earlier on at Ndei. Almost goes over there. Left-sided from the South Korean. Dropped low. But it's the French fighter who collects a Shido there. Single penalty against the Frenchman. Hong just backing him up a little bit as he searches for a strong grip from which to work from. Looks to go over on the right side with the right arm, but it's Ndei just pushing out with that left arm to block him. And there he attacks on the right side but collapses. The grip wasn't quite strong enough to come up with a telling attack. Little under 2 minutes left to go. Just getting backed up a little bit there. Well, the referee had already called Mate as Hong went over. No, he's been told to leave that, and now NDI is going to feel hard done by as he's had to give up a Wazari. So score on the board for Hong now. A few jeers in the crowd. I knew that wouldn't go down well. Yeah, they're going to have to leave the score because it was Hong would be penalised. And I don't mean, well, that was a reasonable effort, but he would lose his advantage. And it wasn't his fault that the referee wanted to penalise NDI. He called the mate as Hong was launching his attack. So I'm afraid he's going to have to leave that one. NDI almost lifted Hong off the tatami in order to throw him with Uchimata. And now Hong picks up a penalty for passivity. Since he got the score on the board, he's been backpedaling a little bit. And now a bit of pressure from NDI as he comes forward. Nice little Ashiwaza. NDI comes up with a counter as he's about to go over, but he doesn't score. And now Hong picks up a second penalty. 40-odd seconds left to go. Well, I'm afraid this one is going to end in tears here. He goes over again. Only onto his front though. Couldn't quite come up with the score. That's a good effort. And NDI doing absolutely the right thing. No chance of getting penalised for passivity if you're working as hard as NDI is. And Hong now comes up, but that's a good counter, absolutely super. And a terrific finish there from Pape NDI. And that's got the crowd on their feet. Well, there wasn't going to be much left anyway with only 3 seconds on the clock. That's why I was talking about it being all over and done with. But they then changed that to Ippon. Well, what a turnaround. As NDI comes up with a nice finish to please the crowd in the opening contest in this final block. Pape NDI, bronze medalist in the under 81 kilo category. We come now to the final of the under 81 kilo category. Zabeda Rekviashvili of Georgia faces Frank de Witt of the Netherlands. It'll be Rekviashvili in the white judogi, de Witt in blue. Madrashi, Ivanov, Ungvari, Pierre and NDI fell to Rekviashvili. Fabiana Lucenti, Namsarin and Santos were downed by de Witt on his way to the final. The referee in the middle for this one is Okada Hirotaka of Japan. Just 21 years old, Frank de Witt. Just out of the juniors. Zabeda Rekviashvili, 26. Been around for a little bit longer, but at the lower weight category, under 73. And unfortunately for the Georgian, he's had a few injuries that have kept him out of regular competition. And if truth be told, he's carrying one now, actually. I saw him getting treated this morning before he got underway. So he's not 100%. Didn't look like that earlier on, though, when he pulled off that great flying Jujigatami in one of the earlier rounds. Yeah, he's a busy fighter, Rekviashvili, but nice gripping skills. Just a little bit shorter than de Witt. Both fighters penalized for avoiding to take a grip. So just a gentle nudge from the referee there that they should pick the pace up a little bit. And it's de Witt who fancies his chances of pulling off maybe a flashy entry into an arm lock. It almost looked as though he'd ended up working on a shimiwaza, on a choke, but in any case, Rekviashvili was up to defending it. The referee called mate. They're back up on their feet now. 2:40 odd left to go. Well, he's not going to get away with feigning a second effort at the Sutemiwaza. He had one go, and when it was blocked, Rekviashvili realized that he was going to get countered, and I think he thought about having another effort, but it didn't fool the referees, and they have wiped it away. Oh, nice turn, right-sided Hizaguruman and then left-sided Haragoshi. That's real movement for you from Rekviashvili. And now it's de Witt's turn to look busy. That was the action I was talking about. Looks suspiciously to me as though de Witt was about to take that over with his hands, and Rekviashvili fancied showing a Tomoe-nage effort. Oh, that was close. De Witt is supremely fit, a very strong fighter. And Rekviashvili will have to be careful when he gets in there close, not to get countered. Actually was her effort from Rekviashvili, but it doesn't quite bring De Wit down. Well, not where he can score on him anyway. Oh, couldn't follow it up with something else. Two good efforts from Rekviashvili. 50 seconds left to go. Just get the feeling that Rekviashvili is being drained of strength here. Is there enough left in the tank for the Georgian to come up with a score? Oh, good effort. Long stretch there from Rekviashvili. At least he managed to get in an attack. And another. He doesn't get taken back, not for a counter anyway. 11 seconds. He's throwing everything into this. And then De Wit decides, with time running out, he wants to come in for the Koso Dagaki. It's blocked by Rekviashvili. He has a quick look at the clock, sees that they're 5 seconds. Time's running out quickly. We're going to go into golden score. We'll have a second or so to tidy up the judogi, and then we'll get underway with the golden score period. Rekviashvili looks the more tired of the two. Really gave everything towards the end of that contest. Desperate to make sure that he didn't go into golden score. Didn't work out though. Here we are. And De Wit looking eager, strong. Here we go then. Not quite. One effort off the sleeve. And now just trap the leg there. Irakli Tsirakidze out of his chair, urging Rekviashvili on, who looks a little bit defensive then, and he manages to stand up. That drop Cernaghi, he didn't budge De Wit, but I don't think he'll be called for a false attack there. Crowd trying to urge the fighters on. Time for a big effort here from De Wit, and he will score there. Generous round of applause from the Bercy crowd. And a friendly tap on the back from De Wit as Rekviashvili has to settle for 5th place. From a distance, that is not a bad result for Rekviashvili. He'll feel upset that he has come off second best, but hey, final of a Grand Slam, going back with a silver medal. That is not a bad result. And he's still not absolutely cemented in that category yet. There's time yet for Rekviashvili. De Wit, however, is the Paris Grand Slam gold medal winner. Good fight. Nice sportsmanship from that pair. Well, there were quite a few highlights from that. Let's see what our team have been able to put together. We come now to the first of the bronze medal matches in the under 70 kilo category. Marie-Yves Gahi of France faces Elvis Mar Rodriguez of Venezuela. Number 7 and number 11 in the world. Gahi number 7, Elvis Mar 11. So you should have a nice head-to-head here. Ramzi Shamirov of Tajikistan is the referee in the middle for this one. The most improved judoka last year, I'd say, on the international circuit, Elvis Mar Rodriguez. And there's a good look at Marie-Yves Gahi as she has to step out into the cauldron that is the Bercy Arena. Toughest place and the toughest crowd, especially when it's your own. The expectations are so high. Can she deliver? She's got a really tough opponent in front of her. Rodriguez attacking right away with that unorthodox grip. Rodriguez was the number 4 seed this morning. She knocked out Anka Popovic of Slovenia and then Sara Rodriguez of Spain before losing out in the semi-final to Arai Shizuru, who we'll see in the final in a moment. Yeah, thought better of attacking Gahi there and decided to bail out of that one. You could see her attack developing, and then as Gahi moved, she wasn't going to be there any longer, so Rodriguez decided, no, I'm not going to go in that direction. Yeah, nice effort from Gahi, threatened, and here comes Rodriguez back with the same technique. So right-sided Osotogari from Gahi and answered with a right-sided Osotogari effort from the Venezuelan. But it's Gahi who's bent over and looking a little bit defensive, and she's going to pick up the penalty for an overly defensive posture, I think. No? She dodges that particular bullet. All right. Another big stretch from Gahi as she tries to come up with that Osotogari effort. Only onto her front, so there's no score there, but looking dangerous is Marie-Yves Gahi. Yeah, Marie Gahi's beginning to step things up. I just had that feeling that Rodriguez was just losing a little bit of the tempo of the contest, and now she's falling behind with that single Shido. So time to pick things up, and she does. Having had the Shido against her, she comes back with a big right-sided attack that brings Gahi down. So 1 score on the board for Rodriguez. There's a minute 20 odd left to go, so plenty of time for Gahi to come back. You just get the feeling that Rodriguez may be wanting to take a little bit of a breather here, having come under quite an attack from Gahi, then coming up with the score. She might just want to ease up a little bit. .43 seconds left to go, and I suggest to Rodriguez that during this cycle she really looks to try and burn some of the clock by taking Gahi into Newaza, because for as long as they stay standing up, Gahi's got a chance of coming up with a winning technique. On the ground, the chances of her getting caught are pretty slim. You've got good defense as Rodriguez. Well, here comes Gahi now. Got to be aware of the clock here. Rodriguez doing, as I suggested, taking time off the clock, just working on the ground. 8, 9, 10 seconds gone already just from that one exchange, and now it's gone completely. The single score is going to do it for Elvis Mar Rodriguez. And that will be the Venezuelan who takes the bronze medal. Was close for a while, and then there was just a moment when you felt he was going to do something, but Rodriguez came up with the single score, and it's Elvis Mar Rodriguez to take the bronze medal.
Vainqueur sur le tapis franc, médaille de bronze des moins de 70 kg pour le Venezuela, Elvis Rodriguez. Il s'agit de sa 4e médaille en Grand Slam.
Paris Grand Slam bronze medalist. Oh. You wouldn't have put your money on that 12 months ago or so. Very strong with that right side. Either Makikomi, Harai Makikomi, Uchimata. Very, very strong. Perfect build for the under 70 kilo category. We come now to the final of the under 70 kilo category. Arai Shizuru of Japan faces Kalita Zupancic of Canada. It's Arai in the white judogi, Zupancic in blue. The pair of them have gone head-to-head on 4 occasions, and it's Arai who leads the head-to-head 3-1. Frank Wolf is the referee in charge of this one.
Mesdames et messieurs, une ovation pour les finalistes de la catégorie des moins de 70 kilos.
Kalita Zupancic is the first of the 2 finalists to step towards the tatami. She'll come down to the far end of the tatami, and it'll be Arai who has the slightly shorter walk. I think it's Ueno Yoshia in the coach's chair for Arai, and Sasha Memedovic in the coach's chair for Kalida Zupancic. Yeah. Ueno herself was a Paris Grand Slam gold medal winner at the weight below this, under 63 kilos, some years ago. Arai is in danger of picking up a penalty for negative gripping here, because Zupancic has been trying to break the grip up and trying to find a way to get to attack Zupancic, but whilst all of that has been going on, Arai hasn't really done a great deal. We've had the first minute, and I can't really remember Arai having done anything. Well, she's come up with an attack there. They've given her plenty of leeway, to be honest. All right, on the board with Wazari after that attack. Still finding it difficult to get both hands on is Zupancic. Arai herself has only got one hand on, but she's managed to come up with a score. She'll be less troubled than Zupancic. She sees the time ticking away. Canadian's got to find a way to come up with gone for the lapel with the right hand. Arai's made it really difficult. What a turnover. What a turnover. Just bundled Zupancic over into that Tate Shiogatami. And it is Arai Shizuru of Japan who roughhoused Zupancic over into that Osai Waza.
Médaille d'or dans la catégorie des moins de 70 kilos pour le Japon, Arai Shizuru. Il s'agira de sa 4e médaille d'or dans un Grand Slam.
Well, Arai today has done something that the 3 Japanese men did yesterday. They took gold medals. So the first of the women's team to take gold here. Just hanging on to that left sleeve there right to the last moment and bringing Zupancic down onto her side, and then hope no one can lip read. And they saw what Zupancic had to say about the turnover. Now we've got the awarding ceremony for the men in the under 81 kilo category.
President of the International Judo Federation, Mr. Marius Vizer. Bronze medal for France, Papa Dudu and Jai, and for Baptiste Pierre.
Bronze medals go to Papa Njai of France and to Baptiste Pierre, also of France.
Silver medal for Georgia, Sabeda Rezviashvili.
The silver medal goes to Zabeda Rekviashvili
And the gold medal for the
of
Netherlands,
Georgia.
Frank de Wit.
But the gold medal goes to Frank de Wit of the Netherlands.
Prize money is presented by the IOC member and Olympic champion in athletics, Mr. Guy Druut. And the flowers are presented by football legend and IGF ambassador, Mr. Ivan Kurkovic. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of the Netherlands.
And now the national anthem of the Netherlands.
Thank you. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for a family picture with the VIPs and the athletes.
Pierre and NDI of France were the bronze medal winners. Rekviashvili took the silver and De Wit the gold. Seemed like a happy podium. Right, we come now to the bronze medal contest in the under 90 kilo category. Beka Gwiniashvili of Georgia faces Mihail Skank of Slovenia. It'll be Gwiniashvili in the white judogi and Skank in blue. Gwiniashvili had moved up to 100 kilos briefly, but he's back now at 90. And the referee in the middle for this one is Sławomir Kownacki of Poland.
In blue for Korea, Kwak Donghan. And in white for Great Britain, Max Stewart.
They fought once before, Gwiniashvili and Skank, and it was the 21-year-old Georgian Beka Gwiniashvili who came out the winner on that occasion. And if my memory serves me rightly, it was at a Junior Europeans or under 23 Europeans, perhaps one of those. Yeah, thanks very much. So that was the under 23 European Championships in Tel Aviv last year, where in the quarter-final Beka Gviniashvili overcame Mihail Skank. Powerfully built fighter, Gviniashvili. Not the tallest in the weight category. Everything packed into a incredibly powerful upper body. Searching for a grip to get in nice and close. It's Skank, however, who attacks first. Gviniashvili was up to defending that. There's no score, 2:20 odd left to go. Likes to be in close, does Beka Gviniashvili. Lots of techniques that involve lifting his opponent up. And you can't have them too far away if you're going to be successful. They're almost caught going backwards. A little bit of Ashiwaza from Gviniashvili as he just threatens on the right side there. Maybe with Kosodagari, and then thought about going left-sided with Morote Tseranagi, but Skank had some arms in there. Arms and elbows, making it difficult for Gviniashvili to get in. Little over a minute left to go. Again, Gviniashvili looking as though he's drawing his man in. That Sutemiwaza from Skank just succeeded in bringing Gviniashvili on top of him as he rolled past the leg. Just trying to free that leg up now, and the top half of the body wasn't quite secure enough. And as the leg came out, Skank was able to turn onto his front and avoid getting caught in Osaikomi. 47 seconds left to go. Gviniashvili looking the more likely of the two to come up with a winning score as time ticks away. Just controlling the head now, Skank, which gave him the opportunity to attack as well. But he was a little bit watchful in that. I got the feeling that he hadn't gone, full-blooded attack there, and Gviniashvili was able to block it. He's gone over on the on one side. A little stab at Koji Gari there that took the Georgian back. And Viniashvili ended up turning off that. No score. 10 seconds left to go. Time for one attack. Neither fighter able to come up with a winning score. In normal time, we are going to have a period of golden score. Viniashvili and Skank. Bronze medal contest in the under 90 kilo category. As I said earlier on, just the one meeting previously between this pair, and it was Viniashvili who came out the winner then. Skank immediately going for the Koji again. It's the second time that he's had Viniashvili rattled, once there and then once on the right side of the competition area. Both of them have been with those Koji Gari attacks. This time he attacks right-sided, and Viniashvili blocks that. The Georgian tries a Yoko Tomoyanagi right-sided, and Skank blocks that. At least they are keeping up the attacks, unless they think that Viniashvili had a false attack with that last one. Yeah, a little bit harsh, but that's what they've seen, that's what they've adjudged, and it's Skank on the back of that single penalty picked up by Viniashvili, who takes the contest. Well, not the usual excitement that we expect from a contest that contains, well, yeah, that contains Viniashvili, but well, I suppose you can't have them on the edge of their seats all the time. And Skank, well, he proved a difficult opponent for Viniashvili, the Georgian, not able to get past the Slovenian. Well, here's a chance now for the French crowd to do some real celebrating. Axel Clerget of France faces Cheng Sun Zhao of China. It'll be Clerget in the white judogi, Cheng in blue. It's the final of the under 90 kilo category. The 29-year-old Frenchman Clerget has been up against Cheng twice previously, and he's won both of them. Cherikishvili, Shnoozy, Stewart and Skank were down by Clerget. It was Sherazarishvili, Diza, Ustapirion and Guok who were put out by Cheng. Veli-Matti Karinakanta of Finland is going to take control of this one. There is Cheng Sun Zhao of China, the bronze medalist from last year's Olympic Games in Rio. Axel Clerget was in competition last week in Lisbon, where he picked up a gold medal on the European circuit. And here he is, 7 days later, and he's got a chance of adding to his gold medal haul. Just put some pressure on Cheng right from the get-go, backing the Chinese up. And Cheng fought off that initial battle for grips. And they're back in the middle. Yoko Tomoyanagi left-sided from the Frenchman, but Cheng is up to avoiding. And it'll be Clerget to pick up the penalty here. Finnish referee deciding no. I think you are avoiding taking a grip here. So it was Clerget who picked up the penalty. And now Cheng being a little bit difficult to have the grip broken. Single Judo against Clerget as he presses forward with a minute and a half left to go. Cheng with that grip on the inside. Both fighters finding it difficult. Makikomi from Clerget. Cheng with an attempted turnover as the counter, but there was nothing in it. You can see at the end of that Clerget is sitting up. I think that's the thing that should save him. As they were indeed looking at that as a possible score, but there wasn't one for Clerget. All the crowd are making some noise about it. It was Cheng who came closer with the counter. In the end, neither picked up a score, and it's just the penalty against Clerget with a little under a minute left to go. That's better pressure from Clerget as he tries to find an opening on the ground now. And now Cheng picks up a penalty. Half a minute left to go. Clerget has been in similar positions today, with time ticking out or even into golden score. He's managed on each occasion to come up, find a way to win. He's on good form at the moment, Axel Clerget. Number 5 in the world and number 1 seed here. Well, they haven't been able to finish things in normal time. So we're going to have a period of golden score. More pressure from Clerget as he comes forward again, searching for a grip. The Chinese Cheng just making things difficult for him as he tries his own Osodogari. Clerget stepping off now and then getting roughed up a little bit. He wants to stand up, but Cheng just making things difficult for him now. Half a minute into golden score. The crowd trying to get behind Clerget as he grips around the waist now. He has to break that up. You only get a certain amount of time there when you can, before you have to launch an attack, and it's a very small amount of time indeed. A minute of golden score gone now, as it's Cheng who just pressed forward there. Again Clerget over on that right side, and again it was the Chinese who was waiting and reacting to the effort from Clerget in an effort to counter the Frenchman. There comes Clerget again, over the top and almost catching Cheng right-sided. One more might put some real pressure on Cheng here. If Clerget is able to attack first and be busy. Gets into a good Cheng, tries to take the feet away from him, but Clerget only succeeds in landing on his front, so there's no score, and there's a minute and a half of extra time already gone. And the battle continues, both fighters having picked up a single Shido. In golden score, whomsoever gets penalised next will lose it, and it's Clerget who's attacking on the ground now, and it's a favourite position for him. He can't get past the elbow to execute the turnover as Cheng blocks that. He has another go as he tries to work the shimiwaza, but it's not there. The referee calls mate, and they both have to stand back up. 2 minutes of golden score have already gone. French crowd not at all unhappy at having a little bit of extra time as long as their man stays in the contest. A big effort there from Cheng, and he brings Clerget down with an Osodogari. A bit of a celebration from Cheng as he plants the Frenchman onto his back. So Clerget unable to bring home the gold. He's going to have to settle for silver. I thought it was a very good final. Really good. And he holds the left arm of Clerget aloft, and he runs off to celebrate. Why not? Paris Grand Slam gold medal winner at under 90 kilos. Well, Clerget's not the only fighter who's had that view, looking up at the Bercy Stadium and seeing yourself on the big screen. Not one you want to remember, but he's managed to come away with a silver medal. He can't be entirely displeased with that. Good performance from him, but it's Cheng who's going to take home the gold. Right, let's have a look at the lineup of the medal winners in the under 70 kilos. The first of the bronze medals goes to Elvismar Rodriguez of Venezuela and to Sanne van Dijk of the Netherlands.
Silver medal for Canada, Kelita Supancic.
Silver medal goes to Kelita Zupancic
And gold
of Canada.
for Japan, Arai Chizuru.
The gold medal goes to Arai Chizuru of Japan.
Prize money is presented by the Vice President of Taichung Sports Group, Mr. Xingfeng Yang. The flowers are presented by the Vice President of the French Judo Federation, Mr. Jean-Pierre Tripet. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please rise. for
Now the national anthem of Japan.
Thank you. And now it's time for a family picture with the VIPs and the athletes, please.
There's the podium picture with the VIPs, and now just with the athletes themselves. Rodriguez and Van Dijk, the bronze medalists. Zupancic took the silver and Arai gold. Well, that brings us neatly to the bronze medal contest in the under 78 kilo category. Samahawa Kamara of France will face Clara Apoteca of Slovenia. It'll be Kamara in the white judogi and Apoteca in blue. 26 and 27 respectively in the world, the IGF world ranking list. So we should get a really super head-to-head from this pair. The referee in the middle for this one is Everardo Garcia of Mexico.
78 kilogram. In blue for South Korea, Park Yoo-jin. And in white for the Netherlands, Guusjes Nijhuis.
There is Clara Apoteca. Her stature in this weight category quite often causes real difficulties for fighters. She's one of the tallest fighters in the weight category. Let's see how Kamara deals with the Apoteca question, if you like. Long legs, long arms. And Kamara has to find a way to deal with that. That wasn't that clever, was it? Just dropped to her knees there, no real chance of catching Apotheker. Minute and a half gone on this contest, and it's a single Shido against Kamara at the moment. Still got the feeling that she's trying to work things out against Apotheker. You see how difficult it is for Kamara when she gets the right arm high up on the collar. Apotheker's just able to stand up even taller. Well, she's got to give a little bit of a jerk and pull the head back, but it breaks the grip up fairly easily, and then Kamara's got to start from scratch. Which may be better, rather than trying to pull Apotheker's head down towards her and then trying to work from there. She may be better trying to work off the sleeve and the lapel. At least getting some attacks in. There's the arm going up. Hasn't been able to come up with an attack, and as soon as Apotheker gets the head up, well, there's nothing left for Kamara. She's not able to come up with an attack. Right-sided effort from Apotheker just breaks down as they go to ground. Couldn't hang on to Kamara, maybe with some sort of makikomi. Didn't happen. Into the last half minute here. Still just the single Shido against Kamara. Apotheker hasn't got this by any means, because if this remains the state of the scoreboard at the end, we'll go into golden score. You need a positive score in normal time to win the contest. The single Shido won't do it. Or even if your opponent had two Shidos, it wouldn't do it. Right, we're underway with the golden score period. Apotheker straight away with the long arms, making it difficult for Kamara. She's got to find a way past that grip. But it's Apotheker who comes up with a rather weak Makikomi effort that really doesn't threaten Kamara, and it breaks down. Left-sided effort again, not the strongest that I've ever seen, and Apotheker is able to avoid getting caught. I dare not say that she's blocked that, because she didn't really. It was more of Kamara failing in the effort than any blocking by Apotheker. And here comes the Slovenian again. Satemi was an effort that misses. Is she going to be able to skip past the leg? She's not. And they're long legs to get past as well, so makes it even more difficult. I just broke down at the end. Unfortunately, there was the initial shape to that. That looked okay. That was the movement of the feet, which is essential. Almost got into a good position, but then collapsed at the end. Flirting with the edge there. Kamara just makes the right move back towards the middle of the competition area as Apotheker attacks, but that one breaks down. So no real telling attacks from either fighter, and there certainly hasn't been a scoring one. Minute and a half left to go. Apotheker attacking on the right side there, but it's not a very strong one, and it's easily defended by Kamara. Well, the French fighter's got to get going now, because we've had a couple of attacks from Apotheker, and if she's not careful, yeah, well, that just got her back into it. Couldn't quite bring Apotheker onto the scoring part of her body, but it was a good effort, and it rattled the Slovenian, so should get a big cheer from the crowd as they try to encourage her on. Both fighters having to dig really deep here. 2 minutes into golden score, as the French fighter it is who looks to come forward. Again, she goes for that high grip up and around the collar. Apotheker is bent over, and she wants to have a mate cord so that she can tidy her gi up. Okay. And the referee just says, no, let's get on with it. We won't do too much tidying here. Almost countered there. I'm sure that Apotheker's got hold of some of Kamara's hair. Not deliberately, but it's right where the collar was, so a little bit awkward for Kamara to operate with her hair being tugged. Tried to go for the deep grip over the back there, did Apotheker, but... And into the Osai Komi, got to get the head down now. 10 seconds is all that's required. And it is. She can let go there if she wants, because it's already on the board. There's a score on the board. And despite the fact that Apotheker was looking to carry out some gymnastics, she was trapped and couldn't get out. Sama Hawa Kamara of France taking that bronze medal. Kapateka missing out, but Kamara gets another medal for the French. The first ever Grand Slam medal for Kamara. She's happy camper now. We come now to the final of the under 78 kilo category. Sato Ruika of Japan faces Audrey Chemio of France. A chance again for the French to take a gold medal. They missed out with Axel Clerget. They may yet make up with Chemio. 3 times the pair have met, and on 2 occasions it's been Chemio who's come out the winner. 24-year-old Sato has got everything to do here, and it was here in Paris that Sato lost out on the last occasion to Chemio. The referee in the middle, Hyun Suk Hee, who herself has been a Paris Grand Slam medal winner. That was way back in 1994. She also took a bronze medal in the World Championships here when they were held in Paris in 1997. So she's got some happy memories of Paris. Maybe this final will add to that. Let's hope it goes well for her. Let's hope it goes well for both the fighters. Lucy Decos is in the chair for Audrey Chemio. And I think it's going to be Ueno Yoshie again in the chair for the Japanese. I think it is. Could be Asami Haruna. We'll have a look anyway when we get that shot. We're underway with the final of the under 78 kilo category. I seem to remember that the last time that this pair met, Chemio absolutely buried Sato. That's my memory of things. Sato and Chemio penalised there for passivity. Oddly enough, now that the 2 penalties are on the board, one for Sato, one for Chemio, it kind of jogs my memory that it wasn't the greatest of finals. It was in the final a couple of years ago that Sato and Chemio went head to head, and if I remember really now, it wasn't the big smash 'em up technique. I think Chemio just shaded that one. Well, she'll want to improve on that then. She'll want to put in a big, strong performance here in front of the Bear Sea crowd. Maybe finish off in some style, but Sato's not making it easy. Gripping is difficult for both fighters. Both fighters penalized for passivity. Chiumeo a little bit negative there, closing down that one side without really coming up with an attack. There again, going over onto the right side. And now a real problem for Sato here if Chiumeo can come up with some attacks. Really unattractive exchange there. Yeah, this is almost a repeat of what happened in 2015. Neither fighter was able to come up with a big technique. Ooh, just as Chiumeo went for the Osodagari, Sato almost came up with a counter. Little over half a minute left to go. Let's see if we can get a positive score before that time ticks away. Well, golden score is on now. It's Sato who rushes forward with some degree of urgency as she tries to maybe catch Chiumeo cold. Both fighters are ready, and again it's Sato who steps forward, looking to grip up. Chiumeo changing the grips up, moving around, trying to make things difficult. Sato goes over on that one side and tries to get the right leg working. It doesn't. Sure that the referee wants to stay out of it as much as possible. She'd really like the fighters to come up with something. Doesn't want to have to get in there and give another penalty. All they need is one of them to score. Chiumeo was backed up in that corner. She's there again now. Sato can't get the reaction that she wants from Chiumeo. Oy. Well, this is going to be the end of it. They have to decide who stepped off or who pushed whom out. So one of them's going. And they couldn't decide. Well, Chiumeo was off the mat. and she got there somehow. She either stepped out or Sato pushed her out. They couldn't make their minds up. Everyone's so desperate to see this end positively. They just don't want to give a penalty. Where if Sato dodged a bullet earlier on, Chomio has dodged a bullet here. It's Asami Haruna in the chair, by the way, in case you're interested. 1:50 into golden score. And again, has to play with the edge as Sato just leans forward a little bit. Really needs to come up with an attack here rather than just strong-arming Chomio into a corner. No. It's not the way that we'd want to see a contest end. Everybody wants to see some positive action, either from Sato or either from Chomio. Obviously the crowd want to see it from the French fighter. We don't want to see someone penalised out of it, but we've given the fighters, over 2 minutes of extra time, and they haven't really returned the favour by saying, okay, I'm going to come up with a positive action. Chomio backed up in the corner again. Referee just checking to see whether Chomio's t-shirt was still sufficiently in good order for her to remain on the mat, and it looks as though it is. Sato gave a little bit of a movement then, but couldn't follow it up with a strong attack. Chomio just tapping away at the feet. Well, try as the referees and the refereeing commission, with the best will in the world, there must be occasions when the players just decide they're going to do their own thing. I don't think either fighter is going to come out of this with any stars. It's just been a poor performance. Audrey Chomio of France is given the decision there on the back of that penalty, and it was Sato who was adjudged to have pushed her out of the area. Right, well, I'm sure the fighters or the competitors down at the far end of the competition, or who've been waiting for the awarding ceremony in the under 90 kilo category, they're all ready now. Let's have a look at that.
The medals are presented by the General Treasurer of the International Judo Federation, Mr. Nasser Al-Talmeni. Bronze medal for Slovenia, Michael Sekan, and for South Korea, Kwak Dong-han.
The bronze medals go to Michal Skank of Slovenia and to Kwak Dong-han of South Korea.
Silver medal for Axel Clerget.
Silver medal goes to Axel Clerget of
The
France.
gold medal for the People's Republic of China, Chen Jun-chao.
The gold medal goes to Cheng Sun-chao of China.
Prize money is presented by the chairman of Taishan Sports Equipment Company, Mr. Gu Gang.
The chairman of Taishan Sports is presenting the checks. Choi Gang.
And the flowers are presented by the double Olympic medalist and triple world champion in Taekwondo, Mr. Pascal Gentil. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of the People's Republic, China.
And now the national anthem of China.
Thank you. And now it's time for the family picture.
Well, you don't hear that national anthem being played that often for men at international competitions. Managed to get one played today, though. Cheng Sun-chao. The bronze medals went to Zhang and Guak. Clerget took the silver, Chang the gold. Coming up next, the bronze medal contest in the under 100 kilo category. Grigori Menashkin of Estonia faces Jorge Fonseca of Portugal. It'll be Menashkin in the white judogi, Fonseca in blue. And Menashkin has to overturn a 2-0 deficit here. Come up against the Portuguese on 2 previous occasions and has lost both times. Referee in the middle is Wang Goqiao of China.
And in white for Georgia, Varlam Lupertaliani.
Mesdames et messieurs, sous vos applaudissements, voici les judokas de ces 2 places au 3e.
Fonseca, one of the most dangerous throwers on the international circuit. Menashkin going to have to be on his best here. No one in the chair for the Estonian. He's gone out there on his own. Good luck to him. Nice effort there, right-sided low down with that Ippon Seonagi from Jorge Fonseca is a bump to the head that Minashkin took there. It was a clash of heads as Fonseca went in for that effort. Well, the good thing for Minashkin is that at least he knows what he's got in front of him, because the pair have been together. They have fought against each other on 2 occasions. Doesn't matter at the moment that they're 2 losses. They'll all be concentrated on this one, and hopefully Minashkin will have learnt from the 2 previous occasions. He picked up a Shido there for passivity, just a little bit off the pace of the contest at the moment, the Estonian. Threatened with the Osodagari, did Fonseca, and Minashkin turned very quickly to fall onto his front to avoid giving up a score. And a second penalty picked up by Minashkin. Just inside the 2-minute mark now. Plenty of time left to go. Fonseca has been the player to do all the attacking, and there he goes again. Just went a little bit too far. Went through there on the right side, and Minashkin then fell off to the left. It wasn't the direction in which Fonseca wanted to take him. That's better. That is better. That was almost as good as that technique gets, because they don't give an ippon for a roll, but it was as close to getting Minashkin flat on his back from that technique, which normally involves a roll. It was as close as possible, and he holds on there for the Osai Kami in the Munigatami, and it's Fonseca who takes the bronze medal. Well, if truth be told, Fonseca did most of the attacking. He always looked the most likely to score because he was doing all the attacking. He looked dangerous, he looked sharp, threatening, and then eventually he came up with a very good score. In fact, I think when we see it on the replay, there was the suspicion even that it could have been given ippon. No, he did roll him, and that's why. Well, no, the coach in the background is saying, why not ippon? Well, you're going to see it here. There is a landing on the side first, there, and then he rolls onto the back. It's not absolutely flat. My first impression was that could have been given ippon, and as I was saying, it's as close to ippon as you're going to get with that particular technique, because it does involve a roll. And there was just one touch before he goes flat on his back, and for that reason they gave Wazari. In any event, Fonseca went on to hold Menashkin for the allotted time, and that was that. It's the third time that they've gone head to head, and on each occasion it's been Fonseca who has come out the winner. There was a second bronze medal contest, and that was between Valam Lepatiliani of Georgia. He was up against Michael Correll of the Netherlands, and it was the Georgian Valam Lepatiliani who won out over the Dutchman. Right, stay with us and we'll bring you the final of the plus 100 kilo category. The French crowd have yet another chance to celebrate a gold medal win, because it is a possible fourth gold medal win in the offing for the Frenchman Cyril Marais. 3 gold medals already, 3 Paris Grand Slam gold medals in the bag. The chance now for a fourth, and standing in his way will be the Japanese Ida Kentaro. It'll be Kentaro of Japan in the white judogi, Cyril Marais of France in blue. The final of the under 100 kilo category, that's coming up next. – 18 years old, Ida, just out of high school. Marais, 29. It's a first head-to-head for this pair. Number 3 in the world, Cyril Marais. Ida Kentaro is a little bit lower down there at 59. Ali Kurbanov, Menashkin and Corral were down by Marais. It was Oliver, Mamada, Buzakarini, Lipatiliani and Fonseca. What a lineup. Downed by the youngster from Japan, Ida Kentaro. Going to have a real handful is Cyril Marais. And to take control of the contest, Friedrich Anna Maria is the referee in the middle for this one. Kayla Harrison down there on the right side, clapping along, just in front of Mr. and Mrs. Visa. We had the pleasure of the double Olympic champions company up here yesterday. What a prospect for the Japanese. Suzuki Keiji is the coach in the chair for Ida Kentaro. Here we go then. Eagerly awaited, a nervous Bercy crowd looking to see if Marais can make this a 4th Paris Grand Slam gold medal. Ida just trying to free his hands up. There's almost an imperceptible movement to the left there of Ida as he just felt that attack coming from Marais. Just moved off to the left there and avoided getting caught up. The first thing that he'll have to do is to manage Marais' just physical presence. It's a big guy, Cyril Marais. He's bound to have a great deal of strength. Let's see how the young man from Japan copes with that. Got nice movement as Ida, good gripping skills. And again, he reacted to that well. A couple of deep breaths there from Ida. That just suggests to me that already in that first minute or so that now he's making things difficult for him. Once Ida settles on a grip, it's going to be Mare that has the problems, because I suspect that Ida's got some lovely throwing skills. Thought about going over on the right side there. So does Mare. Possibly the Osodagari from Ida. Possibly the same from Mare. Could be Toshi. The shape from Ida looks as though he could come across for that. Just got to get settled and decide whether he's going to go over there. Well, that looked more like Makikomi from Mare there. The final look. Yes, a Makikomi effort. And now Ida picks up a penalty for passivity, just taking a little bit of time to get settled here, and as a result he's picked up a single penalty. Minute 20 odd left to go. Got to get going now. That's better. Nice grip high up and around the collar. And Uchimata from Ida. Not quite strong enough to keep Mare down in Osaikomi, but the Uchimata was beautifully done. Lovely right-sided effort there, and the only thing that saves Mare is that he gets his right hand down onto the mat first. If Ida had been able to control that right hand, just pull that across the body, that would have been the end of Mare. 50 odd seconds left for the Frenchman to try and pull this back. And yet it's Ida who comes up with the first little stab at another attack. Uchimata again. Can't come up with a combination. There won't be a counter there. And now Ida perfectly happy just to draw Mare in between the legs and eat up some of the clock with some nevaza, but the referee wasn't having any of it. Knew what he was about there. 14 seconds time ticking away very quickly here. Chance for one more big attack from Mare. And now it's Ida's turn to play with the grips. Well, it wasn't to be. That first part of the contest was all about Mare managing the grips, making it difficult for Ida, closing him down, and the young Japanese eventually drew a penalty for passivity. But once he managed to get both hands on, he was up there for a beautiful Uchimata. Just lost a little bit of control of the right hand, or else that would have been Ippon. 18 years old. And he dashes any hopes of Mare having a fourth Grand Slam Paris gold medal. Ida it is of Japan who takes the under 100 kilo category. Handshake from Suzuki Keiji, and let's have another look at this technique. He can't keep control of the right hand because he's had to go on the collar and the lapel in order to get a grip. Mare was making it difficult and almost impossible. He wasn't giving up that right sleeve. And once he decided to go for the lapel instead, Mare went over. Okay, you learn as you go on. We've got the awarding ceremony for the women in the under 78 kilo category now.
President of the African Judo Union, Mr. Habib Sissoko. Bronze medal for France, Samahawa Kamara.
The bronze medals go to Samahawa Kamara of France and to Kusha Steenhuis of the Netherlands. The silver medal goes to Sato Ruika of Japan.
And the gold medal is for France.
The gold medal goes to Audrey Chamillo of France.
Prize money is presented by the member of the International Judo Federation Hall of Fame, IGF Ambassador and Olympic champion, Mr. Robert van der Wallen. Flowers are presented by the General Inspector of Sport Ministry of France, Mr. Fabien Camus. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of France.
And now the national anthem of France.
Thank you. And now it's time for a company picture with the VIPs and the athletes, please.
Habib Sissoko on the right-hand side, the president of the African Judo Union. Fabien Camus and Robert van der Waal were up there as well. What a line-up, eh? Kamara and Steenhuis took the bronze medal. Sato the silver, but the gold went to Chamillo. Bronze medal contest in the plus 78 kilo category. Yelisaveta Kalanina of Ukraine faces the current Olympic champion Emilie Andiol of France. It'll be Kalanina in the white judogi, Andiol in blue. Well, she's tumbled once today, Andiol. The French crowd won't want to see her go over again. Frank Wolf is the referee in the middle for this one.
In the blue judogi for France, Eva Bisseni.
There is Andiol.
For South Africa, Kim In-young.
She had a bit of a roughing up from Asahina Sara, the number 4 Japanese. We'll see her in the final, the 20-year-old Japanese. We'll see. There is Yelisaveta Kalanina, who is just beginning to show signs that she may be able to do something in this weight category. It's taken a long time. It feels like a long time because we've been seeing Kalanina since she was a cadet. And all that height, reach, those those physical attributes that should deliver so much. Well, let's see if she can come up with something here. Tough ask, actually, in the Paris Grand Slam against the current Olympic champion. But hey, you never know your luck. She has thrown nicely today, Kalanina. But it's a different prospect to come up against Andiol. Looked a little bit awkward in attempting that Marate Seanagi. Doesn't want to get pulled down by the shorter Andiol. Just going to make her look defensive. Got to use some strength. Or got to use what strength she may have to try and stay upright. And it is Kalanina who picks up that penalty. Time to come up with one of those leg throws, and she's got enough leg to offer up for a throw. Again, just allowing herself to be pulled down. And as she gets pulled down by Andiol, she looks so negative, misses with the attempted leg throw. Almost had her feet swept. Single penalty against Kalanina. The Ukrainian coach just being asked to wait before he begins coaching. He can coach when the referee calls mate or when there's a break, but not whilst the contest is on. And now Andiol looks to go for Makikomi. 2 minutes left to go. There's plenty of time left here. Really, there's plenty of time. There's no need for Kalanina to panic here. What she doesn't want to do is for this to happen, for a break to come in the contest and allow Andiol just to catch her breath, get her composure back, and then launch another set of attacks. Far, far better for the tempo to be very, very quick for Kalanina. More movement contest, the better. Andiol is quite happy just to slug it out in the middle. Doing exactly what they don't want to do. And that's making sure that Andiol is moving as much as possible. It's not happening at the moment. Kalanina up to her feet, up and on her feet very quickly. Ready to go. Andiol takes the long way round. And it's Kalanina who picks up a second penalty now, with 1:20 odd left to go. And both penalties have been, well, that penalty was for passivity. I think the first one may have been a gripping infringement. Can't get past the arms. Almost, but she brought Andiol on to her rather than onto the side. Didn't have the strength to pull Andiol off the body and leave Andiol on her back. Again, Kalanina up on her feet quickly. She's eager. She's at least keen to get in there, and she's still young. So maybe all those things are going to fall into place for a tough ask here to fight the Olympic champion in Bercy. Little foot tap there. Couldn't come across on the right side. It's Andiol who comes across on the right hand side, but the attack breaks down. She was thinking about the Makikomi. Half a minute left to go. It's a lazy looking effort on the right side from Kalanina. It doesn't threaten Andiol at all. A couple of foot taps won't either. And it just looks like hanging on here for both of them. Andiol hanging on for the win and Kalanina hanging on as if to say, well, you know, I'm making progress here because I haven't been smashed. I think there were 10 or 11 seconds when Kalanina got to grips with Andiol, and despite the fact that there were still seconds left on the board, she wasn't able to come up with a score. Well, it does mean that there will be a golden score because there was no positive score in normal time, but a penalty to Kalanina now would end it. She would pick up Hansoku Make. So she needs a score. Single score could still win it for the tall Ukrainian. And Andiol picked up a Judo in normal time as well. There's another example of Andiol just waiting for the referee to tell her to do a belt up, taking as much time as she can. Why not? Gold back patch on your back, the Olympic champion, you get a few gimmies. Really needs to come up with an attack here, Kalanina, or else she's going to get called for passivity. You can just see that Andiol is tiring here, and yet despite that it hasn't galvanized Kalanina into any real kind of action. She's got one way of fighting at the moment. She hasn't yet developed the kind of sense and awareness that you need, and she certainly hasn't got the tools yet to take advantage of her natural gifts, which is the physique. I mean, she dwarfs over Frank Wolf, who's not a small guy. And she should really be able to use this better. Anyway, she's improving, but Andiol is going to take this one. Kalanina is going to be given another penalty here. Emily Andiol of France. A narrow escape. Again. Last week she had a narrow escape in Sofia, where she picked up a bronze medal. She gets another one here. Actually, no, she took the medal last week, but it was in the golden score period. Yeah, had to work hard for that one. Kalanina has to settle for 5th place, but it's an improvement in not getting turned over. That's the least. That's the most I can say. Right, we come now to the final of the plus 78 kilo category. It's an all Japan affair, as Asahina Sara of Japan, who downed Emily Andiol, will face teammate Yamabe Kanae of Japan. Asahina in the white judogi, Yamabe in blue. There's one head-to-head, as far as we're concerned. Asahina came out the winner there. 23 on the world ranking list is Asahina. Number 6 on the world ranking list, the Olympic bronze medalist from Rio 2016, Yamabe Kanae. A big job ahead of Asahina Sara. However, Asahina has already defeated the current Olympic champion today. So, what odds on her now defeating the Olympic bronze medal? Vincent Droul is the referee in the middle for this one. Igor Kuhn is our floor manager, just ushering the players in and just holding back Asahina for a moment. Well, here they come. No coaches required for this one. Leave the Japanese to it. She's happy, look. Oops. Wrong way. Yeah, nice and relaxed. Mum and Dad are in the venue, by the way. Spoke to her father earlier on. He speaks good English, as does Asahina Sara. She speaks good English, so if we have to interview her at the end, there will be no need for a translator. She's a bubbly, chatty, happy fighter, and she could be even happier in a few minutes' time if she overcomes her opponent and teammate Yamabe Kanae. This will be really, really good stuff for Asahina. Come away from Paris as a 20-year-old with a Grand Slam gold medal. There'll be no love lost here, that's for sure. Someone wants to get in the driving seat early for Tokyo. This will be a good place to make your mark. Nothing happening from either fighter. Poor old Vincent Droul has to referee this one. A domestic between Asahina and Yamabe. Well, it'd be interesting to know what Asahina's game plan here is, because we haven't seen one yet. Both fighters have taken an immediate grip, and then Asahina is the one who's come up with the first flash at Haraigoshi there. She was in and then out very quickly, lost contact with one hand and then decided no, it's not going to be there. Little Ashiwaza. She showed some nice Ashiwaza earlier on as Yamabe comes back with a little stab at Uchimata, but it's not a determined effort. Thought about the Makikomi, and as soon as Yamabe felt that coming, she just broke the hands off, and no real chance to come up with a strong attack. Half the contest gone already. Both fighters were penalized for passivity originally, and then there's a little step into Ojigari, and then maybe the hint of changing the shape to Uchimata, but again, after second thoughts, Asahina came out of it quickly, and now it'll be Yamabe, I think, who will pick up the penalty. And she's immediately into the attack with an Ojigari effort that Asahina stepped off. Another Ashiwaza attempt there from Asahina. These are more movements with the shape of those techniques that I'm calling, rather than full-blooded efforts. And those of you who are regular judo watchers of it will be, I'm sure you'll agree that that would be the likely outcome if they were to go through with it. That's just like little shapes there. That one, Uchimata maybe, didn't get the feet moving. The Ashibarai from Asahina again, without really going through with it. No one is committing, fully committed to a big attack. And even there, Yamabe a couple of steps before she decided against it. Very, very tight between this pair. 50-odd seconds left to go. Maybe Tsuri Komiyashi from Asahina, if she just tried to set something up, stepping forward with the left leg and then the right, and the Makikomi effort on the right-hand side. That was then collapsed by Yamabe, just pushing the hips out and making it difficult for Asahina to go through with that effort. Half a minute left to go. And both fighters at stalemate now. And again, Asahina looking to go over there. I wonder what's going to happen with Yamabe. Well, it's Asahina who has been stepping in and making movements and whatever, and Vincent Drouet perhaps should have refereed the Chermio and Sato contest, because he wasn't hanging about. If you're not here to attack, off you go. He gave Yamabe a third penalty, and he said, I'm not sticking around. I don't blame him. That was the best thing to do. Instead of 2.5 minutes of patter cake, he said, we've got rules. You attack, and you stay clear of the penalties. If you don't, then I've got no choice. And Yamabe picked up 3 penalties in a contest that really didn't offer up a great deal, but Asahina offered up more. She has taken the Paris Grand Slam gold medal at 20 years old.
Ladies and gentlemen, the medal ceremony for men under 100 kilograms.
We come now to the awarding ceremony for the men in the under 100 kilo category. Right, let's have a look at the lineup. The 2 bronze medals, well, the first went to Jorge Fonseca of Portugal, and a bronze medal to Valam Lipatiliani of Georgia in his new category of under 100 kilos. So really, really good news for Lipatiliani that he's on the medal podium as soon as he steps up. A big hand for Cyril Marais as well. Couldn't quite make it a 4th Paris Grand Slam gold medal, but what a thing for the 18-year-old Japanese youngster, Ida Kentaro, who took the gold medal. And he took that gold medal from the 3 times Paris Grand Slam gold medal winner, who's now on his right-hand side, Cyril Marais, 29 years old. Kayla Harrison, the double Olympic champion, is handing out the checks. She's reasonably good with money, is Kayla Harrison, so she got the job of handing out the checks. A lovely uchimata from Ida as he worked out where to grip Cyril Marais.
Presented by the commerce and marketing manager from Dalkia is Jean-Philippe Laurent.
Unusual grip, and that's what allowed Marais to get the hand down and avoid giving up the full ippon. Quite dangerous if that hand on the mat goes wrong.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of Japan.
And now the national anthem of Japan.
Thank you. And now it's time for the family picture with the VIP.
18-year-old up on the top spot of the podium and standing next to him, Cyril Marais at 29, Valen Lepetiliani with so much experience, and Jorge Fonseca, and it's just the 18-year-old in the middle. I don't believe Kayla Harrison. Oh my goodness me. Oh my goodness me. She's at the big time as a VIP. Brought tears to my eyes as that Fonseca and Lepetiliani took the bronze medals. Marais was the silver medalist and Ida took the gold. But Kayla Harrison stole the show. Right, we come now to the bronze medal match in the under 100 kilo category. Guram Tusishvili of Georgia faces Ulzibaya Durenbaya of Mongolia. It'll be Tusishvili in the white judogi and Ulzibaya in blue.
Bronze medal contest for men plus 100 kilogram. In blue for Brazil, Rafael Silva. And in the white judogi for Bosnia and Herzegovina, Harun Zadikovic.
We don't get many highlights from the awarding ceremonies, but I think Kayla Harrison's appearance in the awarding ceremony was a highlight. Lightened the whole, all the proceedings up. Well, we're back to the serious matter now. It's the business end, the medal matches. Tusishvili in white, Ulzibaya in blue. Take your pick. Well, there'll be a large number of Georgian fans tuning in. Nice start on the left-hand side from Tusishvili. And I dare say there'll be a few in Mongolia. If we can stay up that late. Early hours of the morning in Ulaanbaatar, I suppose. Ulzibaya just breaking that grip up, but Tusishvili coming back quickly on the left-hand side with a low left Marote Seanagi effort. Oh, someone's going to get penalised here, and it will be Tusishvili for stepping out the area. Ulzibaya appears to have done himself some damage on that right elbow. I'm not entirely sure that he didn't come into the contest with some damage to that elbow. Here's the action in question. Oh, it's all down to Ulzibaya. Tusishvili had nothing to do with that. Yeah, he's really struggling there, Ulzibaya. And Tusishvili, let's have a look and see how he deals with that. Tries to go over on the left-hand side. He's slightly untied. He's a little bit rushed. He could have taken a bit more time to develop something there. And he misses out. Now the Georgian has picked up a penalty as well. I didn't see when that went on the board, but they're both They both have a single Shido against them with a little over 2 minutes left to go. Tushishvili thought about some ashi was there, but didn't go through with it. Nice grip now from the Georgian. Big hip throw, couldn't finish off. And it's the Mongolian who comes up with the score. Good counter from Ulzibaya. He leads here, and now problems for Tushishvili. Yoko Shiogatami from Ulzibaya. Looks strong, got the head controlled. Arm through the legs, hand holding on to the trousers, just to pin Tushishvili to the tatami, and he's not going anywhere. So, Ulzibaya Durenbaya of Mongolia it is, who overcomes Guram Tushishvili of Georgia. And the Mongolian takes the bronze medal in the plus 100 kilo category. Yeah, disappointment for Guram Tushishvili there. I think he could reasonably have expected to have given a slightly better account of himself, given that Ulzibaya was hurting. You know, he was in some pain from that right elbow. But hey, you know, he dug deep, and when he had to, came up with the win. Stepped over here, and on his way down, he still managed to stick one in. Even the Mongolian coach, he knew that was worth Wazari. Gave him a few words of encouragement. And he was able to follow up, secure the top half, go through with the hand. Yoko Shiogatami was the winning technique.
Médaillé de bronze sur le tapis numéro 3 pour la Mongolie.
Well, we've got one more contest to bring you. It's the final contest of the day, and it's the final of the plus 100 kilo category. And this too, like the women's heavyweight contest, is an all Japan affair. Shichinue Ryu faces Ojitani Takeshi. It'll be Shichinue in the white judogi, Ojitani in blue. Well, on the IJF circuit, they've met twice. Shichinue has come out the winner on both occasions. Number 22 in the world, he's slipped a bit, has Shichinue. Ojitani a few places higher, up at number 12. That's how they reached this point. Shichinue, I think, has had the harder route. Everardo Garcia of Mexico, he's been given the honor of closing out the Paris Grand Slam. He'll referee the final contest. Igor Kuhn just asking the fighters to come forward now as we're ready to get underway. And it's Ojitani Takeshi who steps boldly forward, slapping his chest a few times in preparation for facing his teammate, rival and opponent for this final, Shichinue Ryu. Softly spoken, the big man. He's got a smattering of English. Ojitani, not a word, but at least you can get a few words out of Shichinue, but you have to stand fairly close because he is a softly spoken giant. Final of the plus 100 kilo category for men, the Paris Grand Slam 2017 gold medal contest. Shichinue Ryo in the white judogi, Ojitani Takeshi, both the Japanese in blue this time here. Just getting his head pulled down, Ojitani. I said that we knew that they had two head-to-heads. Shichinue coming out on top on both occasions, but that's not to say that they haven't met in Japan on any number of occasions. We'll just go with 2-0 for the time being. Shichinue with the, how should I describe, the more athletic build of the two. Ochigari from Shichinue bringing Ojitani down, maybe just missing out on picking up a score. Just as they went to ground, Ojitani managing to get the right arm down and avoid giving up the score. Oh, neat little piece of work by Ojitani. Wow, he was down like lightning for a big fella. Very quick entry into that Morote Seonage effort. Didn't result in a full-blooded attack, but the movement was very good for a big fella. If he gets that right, Shichinue could be tumbled over. 220 odd left to go. Slightly subdued Bercy now, given that the French interest has already gone. They're probably hanging around to see Emily Andiol pick up her medal. Both fighters are going to be penalized here. We saw Teddy Riner earlier on as a spectator and a VIP guest in the arena. I think the fans would have loved to have seen him on the tatami competing. That's got to be something that the French need to make sure happens. Nice that the fans are still trying to get into it, despite the fact that there are, as I say, their interest is purely in Emily Andiol picking up her medal. A little over a minute left to go then. You just see a flash from Shichinue and one from Ojitani. Nice if we could have at least one more. And one more that resulted in a score. Everardo Garcia has to dish out another penalty here. And they get one apiece. There's a feeling that the referees, who are normally guilty of dishing out penalties too severely, have been too lenient. That's odd, isn't it? That they should be seen that way. But there must come a time when you say, hey, come on, get on with it, guys. Shichinue is guilty then of having that grip on that side and not using it. But he avoided picking up the penalty there. 15 seconds left to go. And surely Garcia must be thinking the same thing I'm saying. One of you score and save us from going into golden score. So many of the contests that we've seen over the last couple of days, we've been absolutely delighted to have extra time because the fighters have just been going at it. You know, when there's a lot of activity and it's in the balance, and then you're perfectly happy to see the fighters given that extra time. They must find a way, I think, to work out when it's not happening and remove that gift. It's like a gift that you get. You get that extra time as a gift. You get the leeway of not being given a penalty early because you're showing some positive action. When it dries up, so should that freedom. And almost caught there. Shichinaway getting himself into a little bit of trouble there, and Ajitani again. Shichinaway guilty of hanging on to one side for too long, and there's a fighter out of the area. Either he's been pushed out or he's walked out. There are two ways of going out. We just have to see which way they decide it went. Shichinaway was the push out. He gets the penalty. It's Ajitani who, in the second heavyweight final, it's happened with the women and it's now happened with the men. It was an unattractive, unfortunately, offering. And sorry for that, but sometimes that's the way it goes when the two fighters know each other really, really well. It happens in all sorts of sports, and sometimes there's no avoiding it. Ajitani takes the gold medal. He is the Paris Grand Slam gold medal winner for 2017. We'll be back with the medal presentations. That was as good as it got for Shichinaway. It was a nice little Marote Senegi effort from Ajitani that collapsed. But we've got the medal presentations coming up. First of all, for the women in the under 78 kilo category. Let's go down to the far end of the competition hall and see who we've got.
Bronze medal for France, Emily Andéol. And for South Korea, Kim.
The bronze medals go first of all to Emily Andéol of France and to Kim Min-jong of South Korea. Silver medal goes to Yamabe Kanae of Japan. But the gold medal goes to the 20-year-old Asahina Sara, also from Japan, receiving her medal from Yamashita Yasuhiro.
Presented by the Sport Minister of Moldova, Mr. Victor Zuku. The flowers are presented by the General Manager of SMI, Mr. Bertrand Dallot. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of Japan.
And now the national anthem of Japan.
Thank you. And now it's time for a family picture with the athletes and the VIPs.
Andy Ole and Kim were the bronze medalists. Yamabe took the silver, and smiling Asahina took the gold. Not so happy Yamabe. We could see that one coming. She's going to be smarting from that loss. We've got some highlights before we come back with the last awarding ceremony. Stay with us.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more medal ceremony to go. The medal ceremony for men over 100 kilograms.
And now the awarding ceremony for the men in the plus 100 kilo category.
Director of the International Judo Federation, member of the IGF Hall of Fame and president of the Kodokan, Mr. Haruki Uemura. Bronze medal for Mongolia, Ulzibaya Durenbaya.
The bronze medals go to Ulzibaya Durenbaya of Mongolia and to Rafael Silva of Brazil.
Silver medal for Japan, Shichinoi Ryu.
Silver medal goes to Shichinoi Ryu of Japan.
And the gold medal for Japan, Ojitani Takeshi.
The gold medal goes to Ojitani Takeshi
Prize money is
of
presented
Japan.
by Executive Manager of Akuhoro Dai Media Partners, Mr. Daisuke Fukushima.
Well, we hope you've enjoyed our broadcast here from the Accor Hotels Arena at the Palais Omnisport de Bercy in Paris. We look forward to your company next time when we bring you more live action from the International Judo Federation World Judo Tour. But from everyone here in Paris, it's a very happy and a very warm good night and goodbye.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of Japan. Thank you. And now it's time for a picture with the VIPs and the athletes.
Mesdames et messieurs, la Fédération internationale de judo, la Fédération française de judo et l'ensemble de ses partenaires, eh bien,
avons été très heureux de vous accueillir sur ce Paris Grand Slam 2017 et vous donne dès à présent rendez-vous l'année prochaine.